Hey folks, welcome back to the next episode in Funnel Build Hacks, where we are going to look at another amazing. This one was a workshop, and before we dive into this, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what we are going to look at. For this one, it's going to be a little bit different. I've been wanting to shoot this video for a while already, but time is always the enemy of everything, so I apologize for you guys that you had to wait for this, but I will certainly make it up to you, because this is something really very special, and we will do the usual things. We will look at a campaign, we will break down the funnel, we will look at the traffic, we will look at the automations, we will see how it was all built out. But I really want to start with something slightly different here, because what most people don't realize is that this actually was a Tony and Dean show. And when I say Tony and Dean, I mean obviously Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, because these were the people behind this project. And what is so interesting to see is that, of course, we all know Tony Robbins, and many of you also know Dean Graziosi. They are huge powerhouses, huge name in the industry, but there are still many, many, many millions of people that have no clue who Tony is, what he does, or who Dean is and what he does. And at some point, even these greats, they reach some sort of a plateau, and they find it very difficult to be able to connect and reach out to more people. This is why this play was so brilliantly, because what they managed to do was stay within what they're doing, which is all about mindset, transformation, positive mental attitude. We all know what Tony and Dean stands for, but find somebody that has a completely different audience, has a very similar message, which I didn't know, and we're going to get into that in a minute. And by combining their forces, they reached all of a sudden millions more people that would have otherwise been very difficult for Tony and Dean to get into. So you all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Matthew McConaughey here. I hope I pronounce your name correctly, Matthew, if you're watching this, who is obviously an A-list movie star from Hollywood. And he has millions and millions of followers on his platform. And personally, I don't follow celebrities. It's not my thing. I'm not interested in other people's lives. So I've seen him around. I know who he is, and that's about it. So I was actually pleasantly surprised that this guy is actually much more than just a movie star. He has a whole story behind him, and he even written a book. I think it's called Green Light, Red Light, which has very similar message to what Tony and Dean are telling. And this is probably why they started working together, because they can complement each other, and Tony and Dean can be introduced to Matthew's audience and vice versa. Matthew audience can be introduced to Tony and Dean. So from that perspective, this was actually a masterstroke of what they pulled off. So now let's dive in a little bit more, and I'm gonna have to zoom in. Let me see if I can do it like this. Yes, I can. Let's zooming out. That wasn't too clever. What this all was about, and this was a live workshop. I can't remember anymore how long it was. It was definitely, it was like 5-6 hours. So it was like seriously long workshop. It was very nicely put together. Obviously, there are people that didn't like it at all, but you have like fans and haters for everything. But that being aside, I was a little bit naughty here because who is it for? I put everyone. This is obviously not true, but it it certainly felt like with like I don't know like 2.5 million people that signed up for this thing that it certainly was for everybody, but it was in the health and wellness niche, and it was all centered about the art of living and how to improve your life. And then at the end, there was an offer, a beautifully put together course, which I found extremely cheap for what they were offering. But they can do that if you have a couple of million people that tune in for this. It's very easy to make a couple of million and to make it cheap. So they had all the numbers in their favor, obviously. Maybe we'll go through that maybe a little bit later in the video. But let's start with the ads. And a lot of the ads that I found here, and I need to zoom in more without losing complete track of what I'm doing. There we go. A lot of this was pushed through Dean Graciosi's Facebook page here. And here you can see that it clearly wasn't just only about Matthew. Yeah, you have Dean there, you have Matthew obviously in the middle because he was the centerpiece, and then you have Tony Robbins here. And you know that when these guys jump into something, I'm trying to zoom in even more. It looks like I've reached that limit. So when they do something, you know, they have massive budgets because they know that they know what they're going to make out of this. So it's very easy for them to go full on. Not sure if I caught all the ads, but you can clearly see here there is a couple of different ad copies in here. This one starts, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat how things have been going. We're living in a scary, uncertain times, and so many people don't know what the next 6 months might look like. This is always relevant. If you're open with this statement, you are going to attract people. And then we have another one here. What does more look like to you? I'm pumped to share that Matthew McConaughey invited me to join him and Tony Robbins and other special guests to help you figure out plus learn how to get it. Slightly different message, not sure which one won, but these are all split tests. Then we have a breaking news kind of type ad. Breaking news, McConaughey, Tony Robbins, me and you. Come and join us for free for the Art of Living, the first of its kind virtual event. And then this not changed. Then we have some more copy here. We know what it looks like when life deals us a bad hand or kicks us when we're down. But do we recognize when things are going right? Look, we're living in an absolute crazy uncertain times. It's normal to feel like nothing is going your way. Again, you can clearly see, I'm not going to read the whole copy, by the way. I just want to lift out like the first sentences because that's what you will actually see in your feed. And then we have here the Art of Living, the date, Matthew, Tony Robbins and me, Marie Forleo and Trent Shelton. We're gonna pull back the curtain on what we've learned in our collective journeys about going from where you are to where you really want and need to be. Then we have a slightly different card here with some different text copy, and this was then run through Matthew's Facebook page. Time sensitive, McConaughey's first ever live event, The Art of Living, is about to happen, and then the date, and it's almost at capacity. All those people raise their hands to learn how to stop settling, close the gap between where they are and where they want to be, and get more out of life. So message really very clear. For McConaughey's pages here. He used the same copy a couple of times because it's the same copy, same copy, same copy, slightly different picture here, same photo, but as you can see here, same, but still different. And then we have some videos here, and there were also YouTube ads. So Matthew McConaughey also ran YouTube ads. This actually was the setting where they were doing the event from, so that was very congruent. I think the links in the ads are here for the guys that have access to this. So if you click on that, you will, if it's still live, you will be able to see it. And there were, of course, Instagram ads also, probably also TikTok ads. That's not really something that I'm following. I'm not a TikTok user, so apologies for any of you TikTokers that might be offended for me not showing you the TikTok ads. But anyway, we can't do it all, but this gives you like a good overview on how they combined their forces together, Dean Graziosi and Matthew McConaughey. I looked on Tony Robbins also, but he wasn't promoting this. So not sure why. There's probably a very good reason for this. So now let's break down the funnel. And if you click on any of the links inside here, this is the page where you were ending up on. And zooming in as far as we can. And then moving a little bit to the side. So clearly seeing here that these pages, they all follow a very clear set framework. This is above the fold. It is what it is about. Then a sub-headline. Again, if the page is still live, you can click on it and see it, or you can maybe zoom in more than what I can do in here to read the copy. But it's clearly like this is what it is. The eyebrow usually says it's exclusive, who this is for. Here it says Matthew McConaughey presents his first ever live event, so making it special. What he's going to talk about, a timer, and then a call to action, and then a few like big names on there for authority building. We have Tony Robbins, we have Dean Graziosi, we have Marie Forleo, and we have Trent Shelton. And then below the fold, they are going a little bit more into more of the details, the logic. This is all based on emotion. This is the logic, what is actually going to happen. Then we have a why Matthew McConaughey is doing this. Again, who the special guests are, what you're going to get. And then they repeat a repeat call to action at the bottom here with bullet points, why you should join this, with then again a call to action. Might have been good if they put the timer down below here also. If I would have designed this page, I would definitely have put the timer down there below also. They skipped the about the host section here, which normally is on these pages also, because I mean, if you don't know who these people are, okay, so there's a very good reason why about who that would look a little bit silly, because obviously if you wouldn't know who Matthew is. Let me just stop there. So what happened then? You click the link, then you sign up for the virtual event. So they ask for your first name, your email address, and then they make it optional for the phone number. So it's up to you if you want to give the phone number or not. And then after that, there is, because this is free, there is a customary $47 upgrade. We've seen 97, we've seen 197. So with VIP, you can go a few different directions. They kept it at the low end because obviously they know that they're gonna have a huge amount of people. Like, it's a numbers game. The more people that you can push at the top of the funnel, the more people are gonna go through. So the more, because it's all percentages, X percentage, like usually it's about 20 to 30% will take a VIP upgrade. that obviously looks very different when you have 2 million people signing up compared to when you have 100 people signing up. So there's some price elasticity there for you, and I would definitely recommend split testing 47.97, and then also look at much further down the funnel. Like if people have paid $97 of VIP, how many of those continue? And if you see that actually more people, that if people pay more, you have a higher conversion rate, then it might make more sense to just put it in a higher price, maybe take a little bit less money on the front end here, or the middle end, whatever you want to call that, and get rid of the tire kickers. Anyway, so that's for you to check and to test, but these are definitely interesting tests to do. Then there's always a like, hey, watch out, we're not done yet, you're almost there. There's a congratulations to make sure that people understand, like, hey, you're registered, you're cool, no worries, but here is something else. So I have a quick message on how you can maximize your experience, which is then a short video explaining all the benefits of what they're going to get with their, and they're calling it the VIP Fast Pass experience. You guys already know what you're going to get. There's usually, you will get the recordings, which general admission will not get. You will get a live Q&A, so more access, direct access to the people that are running the challenge, and then several other bonuses that they are throwing in. So here there are some recordings specifically about McConaughey. These are exclusive behind the scenes sneak peeks. You get a Zoom background, and then this is a Tony and Dean thing that they give back to charity also. So do you know that everybody that buys the VIP upgrade, they are going to donate meals to Feeding America, and then a little stack here, and then you go to the order form. And nice to see something slightly different, obviously beautiful order form, and there is, you always should put a bump on your order form, and some people even do two, and here in this case there is two bumps on the order form. There is a lifetime access to something like Get the Art of Living lifetime bundle for free, which is only $17, like really very cheap. And then we also have the Confidence Collection for $17 that you can choose there. Then also, obviously, these bumps are there to increase, the average card value. And like Russell Brunson said, the only reason why you should never put a bump on your order form is because you hate money. Because there will be people, like 20 to 40%, that buy any upgrade or anything. 20 to 40% will take the bump. So this is easy money that you can make. And after this is done, you have the customary thank you page again, with on the top confirming, yeah, you're all good, you're in. Then another short video, and all these videos are there to create a deeper connection with the audience, hyping them up, making sure that people show up, because this is a free live event. So people just randomly, yeah, it's free, I'll just click on it, and there's no real commitment in there, but you still need to try to get as many of them show up live. So that's why these videos are there, to create retention, building up the hype, and make sure that they're going to show up. And then the other customary things like adding the event to the calendar, joining the Facebook community, and then also invite friends and family. This is like the viral option, like share. Again, this is a very nifty trick to use, because the more you can get in front of people, the better. And by making it easy for them to invite friends and family that may not have seen these ads, So this definitely can add a substantial amount of people to your event or challenge. And then we have something for VIP. This is again another. If you said no here, you get another chance to click on this link, and then you will go back to the order form here to add it to your cart. So here we have done the Facebook group. I'm not sure. No, I didn't put the link in here. There were a lot of people in there. Maybe I'll have a quick look later again to revisit this. I want to keep the momentum going, because here you have then the onboarding emails that come in. And the onboarding emails basically always repeat what is on here, making sure make sure you have taken note in your agenda, put it into your calendar, why you have to show up. Don't forget to enter the community, which in this case is a private Facebook group. And obviously also, if you haven't bought VIP, this is your chance. Get VIP again. So the links will always be in there. I can't zoom in anymore, which is, oh, I can. There we go. So there you go. So this is just confirmation of everything what I said here. How many emails are they sending? Obviously, when you zoom in too much, you lose the whole track. But the links here go then again to the VIP upgrade, as you can see here. So that's what these onboarding emails are all about. There's usually at least one a day. Some people do more. I think in this case the intensity, did the intensity increase? No, but other people, they do send out more emails, like one day out, to make sure that they get as many people as possible. They have then also stuff happening on Facebook. This is Facebook onboarding with a video. This is like a mini interview. Dean and Matthew explaining the benefits of why they need to join the workshop. And here we have then another onboarding email. There was so 2 on the day before they went live. Okay, so then we have the workshop itself. So there's a whole series of emails that goes out in the morning. I can't remember anymore what they start. Oh, so it was 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So this is a couple of hours before. So that's email number 1. This was 8:30 in the morning. That is about 2-3 hours. No, it's more. About 4 hours before the event. Again, the whole goal for that is, here is the link. Don't forget to join. Show up. If you don't show up, you're going to miss out on some amazing stuff. This is then usually half an hour. This is a half an hour or an hour before they're going live. A little bit shorter. Then this is when they are live already. Like, hey, we started already. You see in progress here. You are missing out. This was a long event. So they send out emails like, hey, Tony is gonna come on, or this person is there. Make sure quickly jump back in again. Don't miss out on the stuff. And then the event itself, they had Dean Graziosi streaming it live through his Facebook, but there was also a live YouTube stream. There's some noise outside. I'm sorry about that. Let me just quickly close the window. So they had different areas where they streamed it live, both on Facebook and YouTube. Again, this is to capture as many as possible. Then just a couple of screenshots of what happened, like the guests they had. They had Marie Forleo, they had Dean himself, they had Trent, they had Tony Robbins making his appearance. And so that's how the event was run throughout the day. And then we had, what did we have for Ascension? We had obviously the customary email at the end of the day, like the recap session. Like, this was amazing. The subject line here, we made history today. That probably had to do with the enormous amount of people that showed up. And then they have like some snippets in here. I'm not sure. Yeah, they put a replay on here already with then the Facebook comments, and obviously the Facebook comments are all strategically chosen. This was awesome. So many great messages. Wow, this was really inspiring. This has been fantastic. This is truly amazing. This is done to try to get as many people to consume the content. And there was some interesting stuff happening, so I quickly went over that a little bit earlier. But here, at the end, here, this was where the URL was being posted. So I joined the roadtrip.com, because the whole spiel of the offer was join Matthew on a road trip of a lifetime. This was a couple of weeks of coaching and some other good stuff that they were selling, making it yeah, I guess in tune with what they were trying to do, also with green light, red light, the stuff that Matthew is talking about. So where are we here now? We are at the replay page, and see if I can zoom in again, because that slightly changed as the days progressed. So they had to split it obviously in two, because this is like 3 hours to 3 hours. So this was the first link that they sent out for the replay in the evening, and then on the event day +1. Then they realized like this is maybe a little bit too much, but they didn't obviously have time to edit it, and this takes time, like editing like 6-7 hours of video. So then the next day, that was then 2 days after the event, they kept on emailing, but now it has slightly changed, and they created like a highlight reel. It was still like 1.5 hours. I don't really think they've planned this before, so I'm quite sure that they've planned this before, but the message here is quite good. Like, we heard you, we condensed all 6 hours of the event into a magical 90 minutes, the best of the best, must-see highlight reel. Watch it now before it's too late. The other thing is that you give yourself another opportunity to send out an email and having another touch point by saying, hey, I know it was too much, and because many people probably go like, oh, okay, this is too much, I don't really have time for that. So this is another good way of getting in touch of people. And then the day after, there was then another change to this, and this was all the Q&A. And this looks a little bit funny. It looks like that Dean got hit on the head, but that's just because of the scrolling. When I took a screenshot, I did something funny to Dean. Apologies for that, but you look much more handsome than this. But you can clearly see the bottom, everything, nothing there really changed. Yeah, it's just the top here that changed. The bottom is exactly the same, which was all about what is this opportunity, why you should join, what you are going to get, all the mile markers on your road trip, then a whole bunch of testimonials, then a Q&A session here, and a money back guarantee. So the bottom part didn't change. It was the above the fold that we had 3 different variations of that. And what else do we have here? This always goes to the order page, which also evolved slightly from the first version that was given, because now there is a video on here also and a timer. This is obviously to create some scarcity and some urgencies, like, look, this offer is going to go away, you have 24 hours left, or whatever tactics that they're using. You guys also know how this works. It's a very long email. This is full of testimonials. This is on day 4. Then we're getting much closer to the deadline, because it's going to end, and we all know that a lot of people, they wait until the last moment to buy. So that's why the intensity will increase on the last day, to create massive FOMO, fear of missing out. Let's zoom in a swoosh more, so you can see here RSVP needed, and then the whole copy here, what you're going to get, what a good deal it is, then a final message here, then another one, what we have here, let it load for a second. I was scared to send this. Okay, this comes then. This is a tactic I've seen from Dean Graziosi also, that so-called somebody else from the team is jumping in and sending this so-called behind the back of Tony or Dean. It's like, hey, don't tell Dean that I'm sending you this email, but and then there's usually some good copy behind that. Also, I had the honor of helping you work behind the scenes to bring the event. I know it's late. The past month has been crazy, so I was hesitant to put another message in your inbox, but I went into the Facebook group, and it reminded me of how many of you were feeling living out of alignment, like hitting the pain points, and that makes sense. The coolest thing ever is seeing so many people in the community who don't want to be don't want their story anymore. So this comes from a different voice, and it's also then signed by somebody else. And what else do we got? No, this goes to the page with okay, so I took this screenshot after, but there was a clock running. I took it after it was closed, so you can see the event is closed now, and probably one of the bonuses has been taken away, but they're still open, so you can still order, and you can still join. I'm not sure when they took this page down, probably because they were starting a couple of, I think 4 or 5 days after this, because they're talking about the first training on Thursday, so they probably kept on selling and keeping this card open until literally like 5 minutes before they started. And then there was a thank you message from Dean on the Facebook page after everything was said and done. But this was also about like, hey, you missed maybe out on your fast action bonus, but you know, here's a secret backdoor, you can still get in. So if you really missed out on the deadline, I'm giving you a secret link here, so that you can still join the program and buy it. So this was in I can't really say a nutshell, because it's probably going to be a long video, but because these people are on the top of their game, a lot of the tactics and the strategies that you see in here, you should definitely use in your own funnels that you're building for challenges. This is a workshop slash virtual event. They could have also done this over 5 days, because they have 6 hours, so they could have done 5 days, like an hour per day. So there's very different formats. Maybe the next time they do this, they do a 5-day challenge. I don't know, but that's the beauty about these things, is that you can deliver your message in slightly different ways and attract a different type of person. Like I said before, the offer it was pretty cheap, you know, 397. Usually for something, what we see is minimum $9.97 and up. There's a lot of high ticket on. We see a lot of high ticket now. Remember, if you go back on, if you watch the video of Krista Mayshore, which should be in the platform now for you guys, she was selling 50,000. I have some other videos that I'm ready to shoot for you guys that are also 15, 20, $30,000 packages. But even if you're going much lower, $397 is low. But I explained at the beginning of the video why they could do it like this, because for them it's all a numbers game. So it was a course with some a couple of weeks of live coaching in there. So that was the offer breakdown here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give me some feedback. Send us some love if you want to have more, if you want to see more of those, and then we'll keeping shooting these videos for you guys. If there's certain things that you want me to address, that you say like, hey Cohen, can you go deeper on this, just let me know, and I can maybe shoot a different video a little bit shorter. Until the next one, I wish you a fantastic day and good luck with your own challenges, webinars, virtual events.